And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, back with this FIU rebuild on NCAA 25, and we are continuing this season here. We're nearing the end of year one in this franchise here, and we start with a pretty big news on the recruiting side of things. We got another commit to our school, Ben Vallejo, a two-star prospect here, two-star left end, committed to FIU. So that's our second commit of this season here. You know, recruiting has gone a little bit. It's been not amazing this year. I mean, we just haven't gotten a lot of commits. I think our recruiting class is going to end up being not too bad, but we're going to have to do a lot of off-season recruiting. We're going to have to probably get some transfers onto our program. It's just been a little bit hard to actually get commits from some of these guys. Tyler Naylor, we were going after him pretty hard. Unfortunately, he does not go to FIU. He commits to Appalachian State there, and we're in a bye week. Right now, we got Alabama LSU playing. Right now, Texas Tech destroying Iowa State. That's a pretty big game there. Iowa State was in the top 10, I believe, before that game started. And, well, I mean, absolute domination there in this game. And there's those Big 12 standings. I mean, the Big 12 in real life, very competitive conference. Who knows who's going to win that conference here? It's still kind of a lot up in the air with only 1 week left to go in the regular season. In real life, and there's a look at the top 25. Oregon and Ohio State, number 1 and number 2, just like they are in real life. And right now, at 2-8 or 2-7, excuse me, for international, last in the conference at the moment. We still have to play Kennesaw State, and then we'll play Middle Tennessee State to finish out the year. This episode, we'll be playing Jacksonville State here. As look at the Heisman races there. Grayson McCall is actually first for the Heisman, the quarterback for NC State, who's doing really well in this sim. KJ Jefferson, a quarterback for UCF, is at number 2. Dylan Gabriel, Marilyn Moss, and Will Howard. So it's all quarterbacks in that Heisman race right now. But you look at the Conference USA and what happened in this conference last week. We lost to New Mexico State. Jacksonville State beat Liberty. Liberty, their first loss of the entire season. And Jacksonville State 4-0 right now in conference play. So they're going to be a good team, and we're going to have to, we'll see what we can do against them, and we'll, preview what they look like in a little bit here later on in this episode. But you have Kevin Romero. We are not winning on that battle right now. We're behind for him. We're also behind for Jalen Oro, FIU, or the Owls there. Florida Atlantic has overtaken us in that race, and they look like they might pull away in that race. Look like they might beat us for him, but we do get Ben Vallejo, again, a 2-star left hand from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. There's a look at some of his stats, and they don't look too bad. 79 acceleration, 72 block shedding, 72 play rec there, and 77 strength. So, a guy that, I mean, he's gonna be able to help us out on our line there, but not an amazing prospect necessarily. But I mean, at this point here, we're getting anybody that we can get, and 2- and 3-star guys is what we're going to have to get at this point in the rebuild here. But Philip Gibbs, we are behind both Georgia Tech and Florida Atlantic for him. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to really get him. Mike Childress, unfortunately, is a 4-star guy that we were ahead for most of the season, but Miami has slowly crept up on us in this recruiting battle, and he is going to visit Miami in week 15, so, hopefully the only chance we got is we, wrap this battle up here within the next couple of weeks, and, before he goes to Miami, because I think he'll probably commit as soon as he goes to that Miami visit there. And Justice Rubin, we're also losing out on him in Florida. It's probably going to get him, honestly. I mean, we haven't scheduled a visit for him. We unfortunately can't schedule a visit for him. At this point here, we have 140 points, but yeah, I don't think we can schedule a visit for Justice Rubin here, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to beat Florida without having a visit. So those top guys, I don't know if any of those races are going to actually go our way. That's a little bit unfortunate here, but we got Angel Browning. We have him as a 3-star guy that we are first right now for, and nobody else is going after him. First for Penning. First for DeMarco. A lot of these guys are guys that I added onto our board later on in the season here, but we are first for everybody else, basically, that is down this list. First for quarterback Nate Brown. first for Antonio Haskins. Daniel Mughali from Florida, we're first for him. We're first for this punter, Dalton Arnett, and this kicker, James Johns here. Those guys, we should be able to get them, no problem. Dave Storm, we're first for him. He's entered now our top 5 of players now. And then we have another corner there, free safety, Maxwell Pounds, a 1-star guy. We have given him a scholarship. And there's another team there, Texas State has given him a scholarship right now as well. But then Juan Mejia there, we are second actually behind USF. That's Southern Florida there. And we look at what our point situation is here. We have a lot of them, and we're going to give more to Angel Browning here. He's not in we're not in his top 8 technically, and Western Kentucky has offered him a scholarship, so they're kind of trying to maybe be in the mix for him at this point. So we're going to give him 50 points. We're going to put, all that we can into him here. And we're looking at Donnie Penning. We might put some more points onto him, but we're going to our running back situation, and we're looking at these running backs. So Penning has 10 points on him already on Maya. I don't know how to say that last name exactly, but we're going to scout him, and not a boss, not a GM, just about, what he is, what we thought he was going to be. And so kind of comparing those two guys, I mean, I would not be opposed to getting both. Obviously, getting both would not be that bad and not a bad thing for us, but I did think I liked Maya a little bit better. I think I liked his stats a little bit more. You didn't get to really see side-by-side comparison of those two, but I am offering more points, or maybe I'm offering 30 to both of these guys. I'm not sure exactly what I did here, because I gave 30 to that other running back, and I am adding some more points to Penning, but not as much, only, 5 more. So 15 to Penning, 30 to Maya there, and those two running backs. Also going to give some points to Mughali here from Fort Lauderdale as well. We're going to give him the rest of the points for this bye week here at 35 to him, as well as we're going to try to lock him up. So we're going to be kind of far from some other commits maybe here, at least if we can't get some of these other guys that we are offering right now. And, the guys that are higher up and have more commitment. If we can't get those guys, it might be a few weeks until we actually get a commit. But you're looking at Week 11 here in the Conference USA. Middle Tennessee State playing Liberty, UTEP and Kennesaw State, and New Mexico State, Western Kentucky there, and Jacksonville State also playing. And as we zoom ahead, I haven't really talked about this very much this year, but there is a concern about transferring for some of these guys. Keon Owens, Chad Peery, those are two kind of bigger players on our roster that, they're thinking about committing and transferring away from our school. And we get some not great news here in the recruiting battle. I mean, we just haven't been able to win these battles against FIU or Florida or, USF. I mean, some of these other Florida schools were just not able to compete. And, Florida Atlantic, man, they have, I don't know how many of our guys that we've gone after that they've been able to get from us, but it's been a lot. And we are consistently losing out on recruiting battles with them for some of these players here. So we had Philip Gibbs, Justice Rubin, Romero, and Rowe all commit to, 3 of them committed to Florida FAU, and then Brown there committed to Florida. So we lose out on all those guys. We're going to have a lot more points now as you look at Jacksonville State 4-5 on the season, 4-1 in the conference. They might have actually lost their last conference game there. As you look at the top stories there, the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation there, that was Oregon beating Ohio State, I believe, is what that showed. But yeah, we're going into our into our recruiting board here, and yeah, losing out on a 4-star, a 3-star, and then a 2-star guy. And, middle linebacker, we don't get him. Jalen Rowe, we weren't going after any of their fullbacks. And I don't think I'm going to get a fullback here in this recruiting cycle. I mean, it is a need for us. We don't have any fullbacks on this roster, but I don't really use fullbacks in this game, so it's not something that I'm going to be really worrying about too much here. But, yeah, losing out Philip Gibbs, that's unfortunate there, losing out on that 3-star guy. And, oh, man, all of a sudden, Miami has overtaken us in this race for Mike Childress, and it looks like they're going after him pretty hard. It looks like he's going to be committing pretty soon, so I don't know. I don't think we're gonna really have that big of a chance at getting him. I mean, he's a 4-star guy, and I mean, we're not at Miami's level, not even close at the moment, so that's probably not going to be a battle that we win. And now all of a sudden our recruiting prospects look pretty bleak. I mean, we have handed out 16 scholarships. We still only got 2 commits here. And, I mean, it looks like the guys that we're pouring points into right now are going to be able to get these guys as we've overtaken first place for this running back. And we get some more updates on Donnie Penning, who's nearly at his top. He's top 5 right now, or in the top 5 for DeMarco. We're probably going to have to put some points onto him, but 230 points to work with now. We have almost the entire 400 that we need because we were putting a lot of points into a lot of those guys that committed elsewhere. But I mean, not a ton of huge progress on a lot of these guys. Maxwell Poundsby are into his top 5 now. And we can actually still schedule some visits here for some of these players. We have one more home game, and that's the last game that we play this season in Week 14 against Middle Tennessee State. And so, some of these guys, I mean, we're not in big recruiting battles with with a lot of teams for some of these players, but we are going to give a attending practice to Mughlei there. He really likes our playing style and proximity to home. Those are A+ for him. So we're going to schedule some visits here as this season is wrapping up. We schedule a visit for him. Cannot schedule a visit for our running backs, though, unfortunately. But we're taking some points off of Penning, and it looks like we're probably going to put more onto him. We're going to put him at an even 30 as well. The same with our other running back there. And then Elias DeMarco, I think I like him a lot. He's a 2-star free safety from Miami, Florida. And we're going to schedule a visit for him as well right now. And, or maybe not. We don't really actually know what his interests are. At this moment, we don't have him scouted, or, we don't have a lot of progress on him. So we didn't actually schedule a visit for him. But we're probably going to put some points onto him here later on. Nate Brown, we're going to schedule a visit for him, though. Right now, we're going to put it at proximity to home. He has an A rating on that. Or actually, we're going to do it on campus lifestyle there. He's also got an A on that. So we're going to schedule a visit for Nate Brown. He's a quarterback from Fort Pierce, Florida. And we might put some points onto him later. But we're going to put one more. We're going to get one more guy for a visit. And that is Dave Storm. We're going to also have him attend practice because he likes our playing style there. And at this point, I mean, nobody else is going after Dave Storm. It looks like we're going to be able to get him pretty easy. DeAndre Crow here with 95 points left. We cannot schedule a visit for him. We have already scheduled too many guys at that position for a visit. Same thing with Manu Arias. Maxwell Pounds here, this 1-star right guard, we're going to put some points onto him. We're going to put 25 onto him, just with Texas State kind of in this battle with us right now. And with still 70 points to work with here, we can get some points to a couple of different players here. And, you look at Antonio Haskins, I mean, maybe put some points onto him. But we're going to put some points on Nate Brown. I think, Haskins and Brown are pretty similar in terms of their stats. Nate Brown is slightly higher rated in terms of, the national rankings or anything. But Antonio Haskins is a little bit faster. He looks like they're both scrambler archetypes. But he does look like he's going to be a guy that can escape the pocket a little bit easier than Brown can. But I think both of those guys could be solid quarterbacking options for us later on in this franchise. And they put 10 points on DeMarco and Crow here, these 2 corners as well. So that's a look at recruiting there to start this episode off. Again, the recruiting has gone slow in this year 1 here. Still only at 2 commits. I mean, I think by the end of the season we'll have a few more. But yeah, recruiting has been, I mentioned this in a UConn Dynasty video as well, but, recruiting has been slightly more difficult than I expected it would be here in this first year, at least with these, lower tier and only 2-star or 1.5-star programs. And it might be interesting. We might actually, I don't know, if FIU, our prestige might go down even further this year. We might end up being only a 1-star school after this season right now. I mean, our record is not very good. I expect us to win at least one more game this year, but, it's going to be kind of tough going down the season here. And you look at this last game that we played against New Mexico State, I mean, we tried to start Keon Owens, and he really struggled in that game. He threw like 3 picks in that game. And so Chayden Peery is going to be the starting quarterback, and he's going to be the starting quarterback moving forward for basically the rest of the year, is kind of what I'm thinking here, unless he just really struggles. But yeah, I don't expect Peery to get out of that role. I don't expect I don't expect Jenkins to get back in the starting quarterback spot. But we look at Jacksonville State, and they had a bad losing streak earlier in the season. They had a 4-game losing streak in the year after winning their first game of the year. Then they won 4 straight games, all against Conference USA opponents. And they lost recently to, their last game was a loss to Louisiana Tech here. And so, yeah, they're a team that's competing right now for the top of the conference with Liberty. And, you know, Liberty right now 4-2 in conference. They actually lost again recently. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Louisiana Tech is also 4-2 in the conference. And you look at what the conference looks like. You got Jacksonville State at 4-5, 4-1 in the conference. Western Kentucky is 7-2, 4-1 in the conference. Middle Tennessee State has won 2 games in a row, and they've won, I think, 4 of their last 5 games or something like that right now. They are kind of a hot team at the moment, but you have 3 other teams at 4-2 in their conference record. Sam Houston is at 3-2. So, you know, it's a pretty competitive conference right now. All these teams pretty evenly matched. Big game between Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech coming up in conference play. Sam Houston probably going to get their 4th conference win playing Kennesaw State. And then New Mexico State playing Texas A&M. They're going to get probably rocked in that game. When you look at our offense, it's still number 1 in the conference. Liberty is still just slightly behind us. And we are still we're second now in total passing yards in our conference behind Louisiana Tech. And we're up there in terms of our rushing yards. I think we're number 3 or 4. We are number 4 in our conference, and probably going to get to over 1,000 yards as a team here after this game against Jacksonville State. Although, I don't know, we'll look at their defense here in a minute. But yeah, our defense, worst in the conference by far, and I think it's the worst in the nation. I would not be surprised by that. And on the flip side, though, Jacksonville State, I mean, they're number 2 in the conference in terms of total defense behind Western Kentucky. And they have given up just under 1,000 rushing yards total this season. They're a really good team on 3rd down right now, though. The best team in the Conference USA in 3rd down conversion percentage. I mean, they've had 57 3rd downs converted this season. So they're good on that. In that category, and they're pretty good in their red zone efficiency as well. Number 2 in the conference behind Liberty, sitting at 63%. 19 touchdowns, 3 field goals in all their red zone trips. And in terms of turnovers, that's an area where they have struggled this year. They are -5 in terms of total turnover differential. That's the 2nd worst in the conference, only behind Kennesaw State. 14 giveaways to 9 takeaways this year. And you look at the total offensive numbers here. Keon Jenkins, again, probably not going to be a guy that's going to get any more time this year. We've seen enough out of him, and, you know, I've given him a couple of chances to kind of redeem himself. He's just been shaky and inconsistent all year, but he has 8 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Those are probably the numbers he's going to finish with. Chayden Peery going into this game here against Jacksonville State with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions on the year. Running the ball has been tough for us in the last few weeks. I don't know what our running totals have been, but they really haven't been good. And I mean, only for just over 500 yards for our top running back, Lexington Joseph. Or maybe not. Lexington Joseph is not our top running back, but Shamar Lawrence, you know, just Keon Owens has the most receiving yards, but all running on the ground has been tough for him. He does have over 1,000 all-purpose yards, though. And 2 touchdowns for him, 1 touchdown for Lyman. Eric Rivers hasn't gotten in the end zone in a while. He's sitting at still 3 touchdowns total on the season. Shamar Lawrence has 2 touchdowns. And again, Eric Rivers still the only wide receiver or a tight end with over 1 touchdown on our team. We have gotten in the end zone mainly through jet sweeps. We've had like the last 3 or 4 weeks we've gotten in the end zone at least 1 time through sweeps. And, you know, running or passes. There was technically passes like that. But, yeah, you look at the defensive side of things. Davis and Costafon have been stuck at 6 and 6.5 sacks for the past 4 weeks or so. Ezekiel Massis, 4 interceptions, and Ezekiel Massis and Jamal Potts are both at 4 interceptions. The most interceptions that an FIU player has had, actually Jamal Potts has 5 interceptions. That is the most. So he's already got the record for the most interceptions in a single season in FIU history, actually. And I'm not sure who the other guy is that has that record, but 4 interceptions, maybe it's more than just one guy there. But the record for FIU in a year for interceptions is 4, and Potts has got 5 of them here going into this matchup. So there's a look at some of the stats for us on the offensive and defensive end, and then we go to Jacksonville State. They're 76 overall, so we're about the same overall rating here, but their best player is a 92 left guard in Clay Webb. So we don't have any 90-plus overall players here. Clay Webb, really a solid guy, a solid player here. 92 awareness, 94 lead blocking. He's got excellent run blocking stats. That's really where his pass blocking stats are awesome too. He's got 93 pass blocking, 88 strength, 93 toughness there, a 92 pass block, 93 pass block finesse. So it's going to be kind of hard to get pressure against him in this game for our defense here. Clay Webb is a really great, solid player there. And the only not over 90 overall guy that they have, and then they have a couple of over 80-plus guys here. And Sean Brown, 87 overall 4-star recruit for them. And he's a great offensive threat for them, tight end. And you got really good hands, great IQ there at 86 awareness, good toughness, good strength. And great, quickness is pretty good there. It's capped out at 85. His speed is at 83, 86 acceleration. But yeah, his hands are where his strengths are at, and he's just a very well-rounded player. Only has 24 receptions, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, for an 86 overall guy, you would think that they would be going to him a little bit more on the offensive end, but still definitely a guy to look out for. Jaylock Swain was there. He's a pretty big star defensively for them. And then their quarterback here is 78 overall Zion Turner. And, he's fairly accurate. The accuracy there at 85, you get to see where his accuracy was at. But 88 throw power, that's a little bit better for him. 92 health. He's a fairly mobile guy there at 81 break sack, 87 speed, 90 acceleration. So he's a little bit more of a mobile archetype type of quarterback here. And he's actually a field general in terms of his tendency. But, man, he's had some good numbers this season. Over 2,500 passing yards, 25 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. So, the interceptions nearly at double digits is kind of a lot for him here. But he's getting a lot of touchdown passes. 25 touchdown passes is really good. That might be some of the best numbers in terms of passing touchdowns in the conference. I don't know if anybody else in our conference, in terms of the quarterbacks, actually has more than that. But here's Anwar Lewis, and he's their running back here, one of their 2 primary guys, and, we'll see if he's going to be the guy that's going to get the ball the most for them in this game here. They also have Andrew Paul as well. He's their other running back, and both of these guys, both Lewis and Paul, have about the same stats. One is a 78, or one is a 78, one is the 79. Here, and Andrew Paul, they've been splitting carries for the entire season here. Andrew Paul, 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't know who the primary running back for them in this game is actually going to be, but I do know that their best wide receiver and a guy that is putting together quite a good season here for them is Michael Petaway. Or Petaway, great quickness. He's a super fast wide receiver here, and he's a deep threat kind of receiver, and he's almost at 1,000 receiving yards this year. 71 receptions, 942 total yards, and 13 touchdowns this year. So Michael Petaway, definitely an offensive threat in the passing game that we're going to have to look at and keep in mind. And here's a look at his kind of game-by-game breakdown. He just had 96 receiving yards against Louisiana Tech in that loss. 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 games over 100 receiving yards, and against Liberty, he popped off with 197 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. That's absolutely insane. 156 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, and 13 receptions against Southern Miss also this season. So he's had some monster games, and he's going to be the biggest offensive guy for their quarterback Zion Turner to look to. And here we go into this game, a road game here in Jacksonville, and we are playing Jacksonville State on the road in this game. Only 3 more games left on the season here, and so only a few more chances for FIU to get their first conference victory here. And this losing streak for them is now up to 5 games, I believe, as they are 2-7 on the year. And yeah, I think they're in the midst of a 4 or 5 game losing streak right now. But yeah, here's the tight end, Sean Brown, one of their other big contributors and a guy that's really highly rated, trotting out onto the field. And our offense, 400 yards a game for us in terms of offense there. I didn't actually see how much Jacksonville State has on offense a game, but they're going to go outside the numbers, and that's a throw and a catch. Number 17 there, it looked like, on the offense for them. Got that reception and got a gain of 10 or 11 yards for the first down, and then a run outside, and wow, breaking outside the numbers. Great blocking there on that outside run for Andrew Paul as he gets all the way across midfield with the first run of the game for Jacksonville State. So maybe Andrew Paul, looks like Andrew Paul is going to be their main running back here out of the backfield. Jacksonville State is now going, hurry up here, going outside the numbers. That's a catch and a run for Michael Pettaway. There's his first reception of the year. Brian Blades on the tackle. So 3rd down and 7 here. First 3rd down in the game for Jacksonville State. Going right over the middle and completing that pass for the first down. And so now it's the 2nd down and 10 here. Running outside the numbers is Turner. He's going to fire it across the middle. He's got his tight end. That's another catch for Sean Brown, his 2nd of the game. Running up the field and getting to the 13-yard line. It's 1st down and 10. Almost 1st and goal. Our defense looking really out of sorts here on this first Jacksonville State drive, but that was a great tackle by Giovanni Davis. Tackle behind the line, tackle for loss there of Turner on the read option. So now man in motion on 2nd down and 13. Turner moving in the pocket. Turner's now going to fire into the end zone, and he's got his man. That's DeMarcus Lacey in the end zone for the touchdown. Wow, and Jacksonville State just got the ball and drove right down the field. Then their opening possession, they get into the end zone for 6. Zion Turner, that's his 26th touchdown of the year, and I think that was just a slant pattern there for Lacey, and he went all the way outside the numbers, and I mean, we didn't get pressure on Turner. He kind of moved away from that pressure and was able to find his man wide open. So what are we going to be able to do here on offense to respond to that play and that drive from Jacksonville State? We try to run it outside the numbers there. We lose a yard on 1st down. Peery is back to pass now, though. He's going to fire over the middle. That's Dean Patterson, who's got a 1st down and across to the 40-yard line. Dean Patterson with the catch there. Only his 16th catch of the season here. But I think we want to try to use him a bit more on our offensive end here. We're going to go outside of the backfield here on a halfback angle route. And that's a throw and a catch for Keon Owens. His first grab of the season here. Or his first grab of this game. 1st down and 10. Back to the air again. And trying to run outside the pocket and losing the ball is Peery. It's a forced fumble and a pickup and a recovery. J-Rock Swain is there to pick that ball up on the defensive end for Jacksonville State, who forces a turnover to get the ball right back. Wow, man, that was a hit there. Number 30, J-Rock Swain did, in fact, he forced that ball out. And I actually don't know, I think he was the one who picked it up too, but a huge play for J-Rock Swain on the defensive side of the ball for Jacksonville State. But there is Cole Gustafson getting up the middle and getting the pressure. And that's a sack for him. That's his first sack. And again, as I mentioned before this game started, that's his first sack in like 4 weeks of this season. And that's his 7th total of the year. And that's a big sack right there on that 1st down play. And that actually kicked Jacksonville State out of field goal range. They didn't even get any points off of that turnover, luckily for us. So now we get the football back here. And that's a good 1st down run by Lexington Joseph there. A gain of 9 yards right there on that run. New set of downs here for us on 1st and 10. Going back to the air. Good block set by our runner linebacker there to get some time in the pocket for Peery, who's going to fire over the middle, complete that pass. That's a good catch. And a new set of downs. So our second or third first down of the game. That's another give up the middle. And that's a good first down carry there for Lexington Joseph. 3 carries, 13 yards for him now. Carry back to the air. Looking over the middle. He's going to fire. That's a catch. There goes Eric Rivers on a slant route. And he's wide open. Gets all the way down inside of the 30-yard line. You know, I feel like Eric Rivers, he's got 2 catches, 40 yards already in this game. I feel like we haven't really set his name on line. I mean, he's put together a couple of decent games recently, but he hasn't had a game where he's really popped off. He hasn't found the end zone in a while. We want to get him some more important throws and some good run there by Lexington Joseph. Here, as this is a good drive here with the first quarter kind of winding down, under 3 minutes to go in the quarter now. That's a throw underneath. Good run here after the catch, as all the way up to inside of the 5-yard line with that catch, as here's a run up the middle, trying to get in the end zone, and Lexington Joseph is stopped short there. Shamori Lawrence stopped short there of the end zone. 3rd down and goal here from the 2. It's a toss outside to Lawrence. He's got the edge. He has got the end zone. Touchdown for Shamori Lawrence. That's his 9th rushing touchdown of the game. And FIU going to tie this one up here at 7, barring an extra point disaster. But you notice there, I'm also wearing the brand new uniforms that they just put in the game for FIU. These are their Miami Vice unis here in this game, and I love these jerseys, man. These jerseys are pretty sweet. They're my favorite ones that we have now for us on this team. And now it's 7-7. So there's the give, and there's a hole wide open right up the middle. Goes Andrew Paul. I mean, that's an easy carry of about 15 yards, almost 20 yards right there on 1st down. So now 1st down from the 44. Toss outside. That's another catch. Across midfield now to the 36-yard line goes Sean Brown. That's already his 4th catch of the game, I believe. And there's another give up the middle here and moving away. Oh, good change of direction right there by Andrew Paul. It looked like that run was going to really give him that much, and he ended up getting a gain of 6. So now on that's a delayed handoff there, a delayed give to Arnold Lewis, who runs up the middle for a 1st down. And that's the end of the first quarter here. Chayden Peery right now is like 7 of 7, I think, in this game for 94 yards. He has a 100% completion percentage. And Zion Turner, who's only had 1 incompletion so far. So both these quarterbacks throwing it very effectively. Jacksonville State has been able to run the ball a lot more effectively than we have so far in this game. But that's a throw outside the numbers and a throw into out of bounds there. And so our defense bends but doesn't break here. They don't allow a touchdown, and Jacksonville State out for a field goal try here of 40-plus yards, and that field goal is good through the uprights. So Jacksonville State takes the lead right back here with this field goal. They're up 10-7. Good kick by that kicker there. And now 1st down and 10 here. 1st down of this the 3rd drive of the game. Peery is now going to scramble here up the middle. Peery not a mobile guy, but he's got a lot of yards there. Gain of about 15. Yeah, gain of 15 there on that run right up the middle for Chayden Peery. Good job using the pocket there. Didn't see anybody open and taking advantage. So now a 1st down from the 40. Play action here for Peery. Peery's going over the middle. He's got Josiah Myman wide open. Myman still running inside of the 20-yard line. Wow, what a huge throw. A play action pass. And Josiah Myman was wide open for a monster gain. 41-yard pass to their tight ends. And, I mean, not very fast. I mean, if, again, Josiah Myman was a little bit quicker there, he might have been able to outrun that defender, but still a huge gain. But unfortunately, we tried to run the ball the next play, and Jaylock Swain, who's already made a big play on defense with the first fumble, comes in there and absolutely shuts down that run. Shamori Lawrence taken down for a loss and running outside of the pocket there and throwing it out of bounds. That's the first incompletion of the game for Chayden Peery so far through a quarter and the drive, as that field goal is up and good. Didn't put any power on it. I thought I was going to miss that one when I kicked it in real time, but that's a kick and a make, and we're back to a tie game at 10. Throwing it across the middle. That's a catch for that's Petaway there. That's his second catch of the game and a good game for him. A gain of about 12 or 13 on that play. Second down and 10. Turner's back to pass again. And there's a throw outside the numbers, and it's caught! Michael Petaway has the breakaway speed! And he's going to take it to the house. 14th touchdown of the year for Michael Petaway. And Jacksonville State responds almost immediately with a huge touchdown and take the lead back again. And I'm not sure how long this touchdown was actually there, as they were starting to, inside of their own territory, and a huge throw as Petaway just beat the man coverage and ended up being wide open, and now there's another sack as Chayden Peery goes down. Curly Young Jr. getting in the backfield and taking us down for a 9-yard loss. So that's a drive killer on first down here. It's a jet sweep play and a pass to Shamori Lawrence, but he's not going to get really anything there. He only gets a gain of about 8. So he only gets 4 total net yards on that possession. We're punting it back to Jacksonville State here. And Petaway is the return man for this team, and he gets it back out to the 44-yard line. So 202 total yards already in this game for Jacksonville State. Our defense has not played that great in this game so far, I will have to say. This is a jet sweep and going outside the numbers. Oh, what a big run right here. All the way down inside the 35. There goes Honora Lewis for a big catch there on the jet sweep play. Now a run up the middle and getting pushed back. And not getting a lot there is Andrew Paul, only a gain of about 3. So a big third down play here for our defense. 3rd down and 6 with us trailing by 7. There's pressure on Turner, and somehow he gets that ball away and throws it away for an incompletion. Yeah, already 184 passing yards coming up by our defense here. We're going to go for a field goal attempt here, and that one is wide left or wide right and no good. But Jacksonville State does not score on that field goal try here, and we're still only going to be trailing by 7, as that's a run up the middle and a gain of about 9 for Lexington Joseph, who is our primary running back in this game. Apparently we haven't been giving the ball, and that's a run here for Shamori Lawrence. We haven't been running it with Shamori Lawrence that well in this game, or that much at all, as that's only a gain of 2 there that was Keon Owens. Only gain of 2 by Keon Owens. That was only his second reception or second carry of the game, as that throw over the middle is broken up. So now it's a 3rd down here. Pretty big 3rd down play in this game. 3rd down and 10. Peery back to pass. Peery looking over the middle. He had a man. Oh, he had him wide open, I believe. That would have been that was Ross Fournette, I think. Their number 19, who was streaking over the middle of the field. And our offensive line just could not buy enough time for him to get that pass off. And we have to put the ball away again. So 5 minutes now in the second quarter left here. And there's a read option play. And going outside the numbers and getting a good gain of 8 there, or 7 yards, is Zion Turner. So is -5 yards rushing on the day because of his couple of sacks that he's had in this game. But that's a run up the middle for Andrew Paul. And he's going to get a first down. 6 carries of 58 yards for him so far on the day. 2nd down and 8, and it's a read option, and there's good blocking for Andrew Paul. He's got a gain of about 10 right there, up to the 45-yard line. Jacksonville State once again threatening here on this drive. 1st down and 10 here on the next play. It's a wide receiver screen to the outside numbers and a spin move. Oh, and a hurdle, and all the way into the end zone goes Brandon Spector for a touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a play by number 14. And what a good screen, a good time to call the wide receiver screen right there for Jacksonville State. They go up by 2 scores. This is kind of a wild play here. He catches this ball, and it doesn't really look like he's going to get that much, honestly, but look at this spin move. Spins the defender right out of his shoes, and then just has enough space to be able to break away from the defenders. Does a little hurdle over, I think, his own player that was down on the field there. But that was a pretty crazy touchdown play right there for Jacksonville State. And once again, our defense here kind of lets us down, and we're now down by 2 touchdowns. And there's a throw outside the numbers. That's another catch for Dean Patterson here. And Chad Peery, so far in this game, 12 of 17, been throwing the ball pretty well as we were nearing the 2-minute warning in this one. And that play gets blown up here, a screen pass. We're trying to get it to, we're trying to get it to Ross Fournette there on the outside. But that play gets blown up, and now it's a big 3rd down. Going outside, that's a catch, and not going to get the first down is Fournette. He's going to be short as that catch and that tackle is made. So Jacksonville State is going to get the ball back. They're going to have one more opportunity here with 1:45 left on the clock. Going outside the numbers to Michael Petaway, who's got another catch. And now it's a 3rd down and 3. Yeah, there's a throw over the middle. That's another catch by Petaway. He's got a lot of cushion, and he's going to get another first down. 94 receiving yards for Michael Petaway already in this first half. First down and 10. Now another deep shot, and that ball is caught. Wow, what a catch by Brown over the middle. Sean Brown having one of his best games of the season, I think, right now. And now Jacksonville State is set up in opportunity here, and they're going to the end zone. An end zone shot, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Jamal Potts in the end zone. And he's just going to add on to his record-breaking season this year. That's interception number 6 this year for him. And luckily, thank goodness, our defense finally can come up with a stop right here when they really needed it. I mean, we're already down 2 scores. That was a really great play, actually, by Jamal Potts right there, going up top and able to get the defender. Look at this run! Oh my goodness, right up the middle. And a great run for... That is a great run right there for Shamori Lawrence. And now we're going over the middle. Deep shot here! And it is intercepted. Picked off. That's number 6. Fred Peery with the interception. And that is our 2nd turnover of the game. That ends our scoring chance there at the end of the first half. And yeah, just trying to go deep, trying to make something happen right there on that play. But it doesn't really work. So Lexington Joseph gets another carry to begin this 3rd quarter. We're going to give it to him again, and he's got a good gain right here. First down, plenty more. Across the 35-yard line to the 36. He's got 63 rushing yards for us now. He's been able to run the ball pretty well. 3rd down and 7 here. Going over the middle. That's a catch. That's a grab by our tight end. Josiah Myman's got a first down and a gain of about 10 yards. As he's got only 2 catches, about 50 yards. He had 5 catches, 51 yards last week. First down and 10. And Peery running outside the numbers, going to the outside, and he's got his man. That's a catch. Good throw right there on the outside. That's Nizavia Burris with the catch, his first of the game. Running up the middle. Oh, that's a hard-nosed run by Shamori Lawrence. Oh my goodness. Right up the middle, and he gets a gain of 7 right there on that play, running through contact and traffic. So 3rd down and 3 here. Gonna go to our tight end, and Josiah Myman has got the first down. Nearing 200 passing yards on the day is Peery here, but it looks like we're out in a familiar formation, and it's a jet sweep. There goes Lawrence. He has got the end zone. Shamori Lawrence with a receiving touchdown. That's his 3rd of the year, and he gets paid for the 2nd time in this game. And FIU about to be only down by a single touchdown here, 17-24. That's a good drive for our Panthers here to begin the 3rd quarter. As going outside the numbers, that's a catch for Sean Brown, but it looks like it's going to be coming back. An eligible receiver downfield, the center, gets called for that penalty. Now it's a 3rd down and 9. And Turner's under pressure. Turner just fires it out and throws it away before Jeremy Passmore can get there for the sack. So there's our defense getting a 3 and out, first one of the game. And now we're trying to toss it outside to Owens, and we fumble it away. Picked up by number 30. That's Sheelock Swain picking up another fumble right there. And Jacksonville State has got the ball inside of the 25 or at the 26-yard line. That's a huge misplay right there for us on a speed option. And that's a catch. Ooh, but just barely short is Brandon Spector right there. And it's 4th and inches. And Jacksonville State, luckily for us, is only going to be held to a field goal. But man, only the 3rd turnover of the game for us in this one, or 2nd fumble that Jacksonville State has forced. And we go down by 2 scores once again. Now about down by 10. Play action here. It's a screen pass to the outside. That's a catch and a pretty good gain by Ross Fournette out to the 32-yard line. It's 3rd down and 3. Right back to pass here on 3rd down. It's a stick play, it looks like here. Trying to go over the middle, and he's just forcing it there. And it's intercepted by Quan McCray. And he's going to take it back. He's going to take it back to the house. 49-yard pick 6 for number 21 of the defense. And Jacksonville State's lead increases even more. They're going to go up by 17 right here after this play. And yeah, that was a bad throw by me. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Nobody was open on that play, and I ended up just forcing a ball over the middle. So now it's a 2nd down and 10. A couple of plays later, again, Peery running outside the pocket, trying to find somebody. He goes super short here, and that is caught. But, I mean, only gain of 3 there. Nobody was open on that play. And, you know, Chayden Peery started out the game like 7 of 7, and it's kind of gone downhill a little bit for him here. His last few throws have not been good, and now he's trying to go over the middle again, and he throws it right to the defender, Quan McCray, again. And, my goodness, man, just a few plays after you throw a pick 6, you throw it right back to the same defender, and, you know, I got to go underneath there. I was trying to go to the deeper guy, but he was completely covered by the other defender that was right there. And I got to go short here. That's the smart throw. That's a smart play to go to. And yikes, this game has gotten out of hand for us. We're now down by 20. And basically, as the direct result of turnovers. I mean, our defense hasn't played very well in this game, but obviously the turnovers have been huge. They've gotten 10 points directly off of those turnovers here. We're going forward on 4th down and 1. And yeah, at this point, we got to go forward here. As it is an injury timeout for, I believe Shamar Lawrence was there injured on that play. But we convert on that 4th down. Now it's a 3rd down and 6, and throwing it, Peery is into traffic. That is a catch, but Peery now is a 4th down and 1 again. And yeah, at this point, you know, we're in the 4th quarter here. Down by 20, we got to go for it on every chance we get here. And it's a toss put to the outside. That's a 1st down. Breaking a tackle is Lawrence there, as he's going to get a 1st down. That's a big run for us. And now we're going to hurry up here across midfield now and into Jacksonville State territory, just inside of the 40-yard line. And here's the snap. It's a give right up the middle, and Lawrence is going to work his way up the field to the 34-yard line, get a gain of 5. Maybe that wasn't actually Lawrence there. That might have been. There's a give here, another give up the middle. That was a run for Keon Owens, and or maybe no, was that Lexington Joseph? Keon Owens is now in the backfield here on 4th and 2. We're going to give it to Owens here, and he breaks a tackle to get the 1st down. Oh my goodness, what a huge run and a huge broken tackle by Keon Owens right there. Because if he doesn't break that, that is a stop for Jacksonville State, and that drive is over. Peery now back to pass, trying to find somebody. I mean, there's just nobody open on that play. He gets taken down by Keon Clark, sacked for a 3-yard loss. Now it's a 3rd down and really long. Here, 3rd and 13, we're going to go to the outside, and it is caught, but stepping out of bounds right before the marker is Josiah Myman right there. So now it's another 4th down, the 3rd or 4th one of the drive for us. And breaking outside, there's Shamar Lawrence. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown on 4th and 1. And that's the 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. 3rd total touchdown tonight for our running back, Shamar Lawrence. There is his 10th running touchdown of the season here, and he's got 46 yards on the ground. And I think we've been able to run the ball pretty well. I mean, we've had a more effective running game than we had against against New Mexico State. And this is our best running game that we've had, I think, in a few weeks for us. So I do like to see that, as we cannot recover an onside kick. 2nd down and 5. Going over the middle. That's a catch. And running right outside the numbers. A great grab right there by DeMarcus Lacey. That's only his 2nd catch of the game. His first since the touchdown catch that he had earlier. 3rd down and goal. A touchdown would just about ice the game. There's a broken tackle. Nearing the marker. And we tackle him just short. Oh my goodness. As Brandon Spector went all the way down to the 2. But Florida Nationals defense bends, but they do not break here on this possession, and they force Jacksonville State to kick another field goal. So, I mean, it's pretty slim pickings. They're down by a boatload here. Still 5 minutes left in the game. No, now we're going deep, and wide open is Eric Rivers. He has got a touchdown. 70-plus yards. And into the end zone again for the 4th touchdown of the season is our leading receiver, Eric Rivers. And he's having a monster day through the air right now, as we're only down by 10. And how about that throw? Wow, as Chayden Peery here going right over the middle. And yeah, I mean, he broke there was a soft spot in the zone, broke past that soft spot, and that safety had no chance to be able to get over to him there in time. And now we're right back in this. We can get this 2-point conversion here. He can make it a 1-score game, but there's pressure right up the middle immediately. They sent the blitz on that one, and Jacksonville State, unfortunately for us, they knocked that ball away. Peery recovers it, but not able to get the 2-point conversion, so it's still a 2-score game. We can't recover that onside kick either. And, I mean, our defense, they just ran the ball a few times. Our defense was able to stop them. And they're kicking another field goal here, and they do get that field goal. So we're down by 13 here. We still need to score 2 more times in this game somehow. 2nd down and 11 here. It's a screen pass. This is actually the first screen pass that we've thrown all game. And Keon Owens there getting a gain of 10, getting a 1st down. That's big, actually. Saves some time on the clock for us. As Peery going short here, just dumps it off to Owens there. Nobody else was open. He gets a gain of 6. Or gain of 8 for us, actually. 2nd down and 2 now. 2.5 to play. I mean, this is a huge drive. We got to score, and we got to do it quick. There's a give, and running right into the pressure, running right into the traffic there was Keon Owens. I mean, that was not a good run by me. 3rd down and 2. We give it to Lawrence now, and he's going to go outside the numbers, and he gets a good gain right there. That was actually looking to Joseph getting that carry, and he gets a 1st down here. Back to pass, and going over the middle. That's a catch. There's Eric Rivers again, as he's wide open on the slant route, and he gets another huge gain across the 25 to the 22-yard line. So now it's a 1st down here, just under 2 minutes to play, and FIU running their hurry-up offense here, as Peery is back to pass, and going over the middle, now throwing it across his body. Maybe a dangerous throw, but it is caught, as we're going to use our 1st timeout of the game. So it's now 4th down and 2 here, as there's a give, and right up the middle goes Lexington Joseph. That's a great run. And I might have been actually saying some more to Lawrence, getting some of these carries when actually Lexington Joseph has been running the ball for most of our carries here, or trying to go over the middle. That was a really tight window that Chayden Peery was trying to throw it into there, and it's incomplete. Peery right now at 400 passing yards, basically. Now it's a 3rd down and goal from the 4. Trying to go over the middle. That ball is overthrown a little bit, and it's knocked away by Kerry McCray. So another 4th down. I think this is our 6th one of the game here in the last couple of possessions. And this is the game right here. If we don't get this, there's no chance for us. Going over the middle. It's caught, and he's in. Russ Fournette is in the end zone for a touchdown. It's only his 2nd receiving touchdown of the year. 1st in a really long time. I don't even remember the last time he scored and got in the end zone. But that is another score and another touchdown for us, as the 2nd one of the game now for Chayden Peery. 3rd one of the season. And we're only down by 6 now. As here's the game right here. This onside kick, trying to get it. And the first guy doesn't pick it up, but the second guy, number 16, does pick it up for them. And that is going to be basically the end of the game here. We only have one timeout. And yeah, this one is over. They're taking a knee here in victory formation. And this one is over. So FIU drops yet another game, and their losing streak is extended even further here. They are now 0-6 in conference play, and I believe they have a 6-game losing streak. It started with the loss to Louisiana Tech, and so yeah, this season, I mean, now we're 2-8 on the year. This season has gone just about as bad as you could expect, and as bad as you could think right now. As, I mean, we dominated in terms of total offense on them. We had over 100 more yards of total offense, but the one stat that made all the difference in this game is the turnovers, and we lost the turnover margin by 4, and you're not going to win games losing the turnover margin like that. And we know we ran the ball really well. I mean, this is, again, our best rushing day that we've had in a few weeks. Had 142 yards on the ground today. That's really good. We've only allowed 80 yards rushing for our defense, so our defense wasn't terrible there, allowing, on rushing defense, but, our passing defense in this game was pretty bad. I mean, 324 passing yards, just some really big days for some of these Jacksonville State wide receivers, and we gave up a lot of big plays on defense. We had 402 passing yards, and, Jacksonville State only converted 2 third downs all game, but they only had 11 third downs throughout the night. We were 38%. They were 8 of 21 on third down, 6 of 6, perfect on fourth down conversions. We're not 100% in the red zone, but yeah, I mean, this is the issue here. 5 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 3 interceptions. Losing the turnover battle like that, you're just not going to be able to win the game. And that interception that we got, I mean, it did prevent a Jacksonville State touchdown or a score at the end of the half, but it didn't result in 8 points for us. So, another one of these games where we have chances, and, another winnable game. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, we've had to do this over and over again in this season, try to come back when we were trailing and falling behind. We had to try to do it against Sam Houston. We fell 5 points short in that game. We fell 6 points short tonight in this game after falling behind early in the second quarter, really, was where we fell behind. Giant Turner had a great day passing the football, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for him, 324 passing yards. Chayden Peery, his night was very up and down. In a couple of touchdown drives that he had in this game, he threw the ball pretty well, and he started the game 7 of 7 overall, but he had 3 interceptions, and there were pretty big turnovers. He fumbled the ball a couple of times, and overall had a pretty overall decent night. 377 passing yards for him total. Lexington Joseph, though, one of his better days running the football all year. I mean, he had 99 rushing yards today, almost 100 rushing yards, only 15 carries. He ran the ball really well. Jamar Lawrence had a pretty big day, 10 carries, 46 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground, and also had a receiving touchdown. And then Kean Owens didn't really run the ball very much in this game. We didn't really utilize him very much at all. He only had 11 yards on 7 carries. So there's Andrew Paul, and only 73 rushing yards, but he only got 14 carries, 5.2 yards per rush. So, yeah, I mean, our rushing defense, they gave up a couple of big runs for him, and overall wasn't amazing, but, again, we've had really a lot worse games in terms of rushing defense, of course, this season. And you look at the receiving numbers here, Kean Owens did have 48 yards rushing. He had the most receptions, 48 yards receiving, had the most catches on the team. The outside Josiah Lyman, 71 yards on 6 catches. Baki Beers only had 24 yards on 4 catches, but Eric Rivers might have actually been his biggest game of the season. I mean, and this is probably the most receiving yards that he's had in a game this year. 147 receiving yards on only 4 catches. He had a 77-yard touchdown toss and touchdown reception in this game, and had an average yards of 36.7 per catch. That's pretty insane. And they had Ross Fournette also with a touchdown, and Samora Lawrence had a receiving touchdown as well. You look at the receiving yards for this team, and Michael Pettaway had a great day. He had a 59-yard touchdown reception, 98 total yards through the air. And then Brown had 6 catches for 76 yards. Brian Spector had 4 catches for 69 yards, including a 45-yard touchdown reception. And you see the other guys there on the receiving end for Jacksonville State. And our defense, you know, we got a sack from Cole Mustafon. That's his first one in a while, so congratulations to him. And we did get an interception from Jamal Potts. But, again, defense wasn't really the main issue. It wasn't completely the reason that we lost. I think the turnovers definitely had more to do with it. But, yeah, our defense, I mean, they struggled at times in this game especially. And they gave up, again, they gave up a few big plays. They gave up a few really long touchdowns in this one. So, you know, that definitely contributed to this loss for us. And the defense for Jacksonville State, I mean, they weren't, like, amazing or anything, but they did force a ton of turnovers, and that was a huge, huge bonus for them. They had 2 interceptions, 3 sacks by Hurley Young Jr. That's a really good day for him. Jayrock Swain had a sack, and so did Clark. And, man, he had a really good day. Jayrock Swain had a good day. Kyron McRae had 2 interceptions. Fred Peery also had an interception. And Jayrock Swain forced 2 fumbles and recovered 2 fumbles. Or forced 1 fumble, recovered 2 of them. So he definitely had probably the best game defensively for Jacksonville State. Chase Gabriel made the only field goal that he attempted. And Repa there, 5 of 6 in the field goal department. He only missed 1 field goal today. He made the other 5, though. So you look at the numbers of the kick return and punt return numbers here. Not anything super spectacular for a lot of these guys. But now we're going to simulate ahead to the next week. And not a lot of news here, but we do unfortunately see that Mike Childress committed to Miami. We kind of expected that to happen. But we simulate ahead. We level up. Our head coach levels up. And yeah, it looks like at this point it's almost impossible to see Keon Owens and Chayden Peery not transferring. But so is, JoJo Evans, Shamar Lawrence, all those guys. We're going to have to, this offseason is going to be interesting to see what happens if all those guys end up transferring and moving on to different schools. But we'll see what happens in the offseason. Mike Childress, again, 4-star guy. I don't know. Maybe it was unrealistic to even go after him. It's a 6-game losing streak. So, yeah, this losing streak has been brutal for us. 6-game losing streak, and we are now going to play Kennesaw State here next week. And Kennesaw State, 1-9 on the season. Their season is going actually slightly worse than ours is, even at this point right now. They are 1-9, and they are 0-6 in the conference. So somebody next week, either us or Kennesaw State, is going to finally get their first Conference USA victory of the entire season. And for FIU, only 2 more chances to end this brutal losing streak, and this is obviously our best chance that we've got the rest of the way to end this losing streak and get another win on the board for us. But that is going to do it for me in this episode, guys. The Kennesaw State video will come out soon, but we'll have another end of the show video to come out. That'll be the next one to come out on the channel for you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a happy holidays with your families or whatever you do for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I have some family in town right now, so it's been a good day for me and a good time to just catch up with family and everything. But again, happy holidays to everybody. Hope you have a great time with your family and eat some really good food over Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.